Good evening, everybody, or good time of day, where if you're watching this on demand or on YouTube. Welcome to ILR around Spain. Joining me, as always, is Mr. HLG.
Good evening.
How are you?
Better than last week, so that's good news.
That's always good news. It's great to be back. I'll just get the telemetry on the screen so everyone can see things. Mediums and super softs going out there at the moment. Interested.
Yeah, I can't remember all
Lot
of the
of
tyre
mediums.
compounds for this track. I'm going to be honest. It's super softs and mediums.
Medium, super softs, and one other tyre.
Yeah, I don't know, we'll find out what the other tyre is at some point.
Oscar's lost it where a lot of people do. That's a very tricky curve to navigate.
Yep, well,
Missed that.
Joachim is going to be the first guy to start a lap, so as he leaves it in 7th, doesn't think to change up, but he comes into turn 1. Now, this section is tricky. If you get just a little bit too heavy on the throttle like that, you'll lose the back end slightly, but he's managed to control it as he comes into what is now turn 3, where you want to be 4th gear early on the power.
Sector 2. A little bit of grass on the way into the curve. Corner.
Perfectly
Words
fine.
are beginning with C.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine as long as you don't lose traction, so that's very well done by him there. Little bit of back end loss, but it is an opening lap on the medium tyres, so those tyres will probably still be a little bit cold. Now, we're coming up to the trickiest section, in my opinion, of this track. This left and right, where if you get it slightly wrong, you are probably spinning round. But he seems to have nailed it.
Yep, unlike Oscar on his first time around, lost it there. We'll check in with him in a moment about how he's going. But
back end kick out flare through the final chicane, but now he's going to come into the DRS zone. Opens it a little bit late. It says a 19.1 as the opening time. From here now, I have no idea who's next to set a lap.
I'm on with Joska or Joska. He's just about to cross the line. A little bit of grass. 22.0 on the super soft. Probably had a bit of a bad lap, but he's going again by the look of it, as he's now in mode 5. That's the best mode to be in when you're going down a straight. But some people prefer to be in mode 4 as it's a little bit quicker. So we'll see how that pans out later in the lap, as that looks a little bit messy. Not a very good sector 1.
Not be having a very good time right now, but Titan Prime coming with a time of 21.6. Looks like he might be going again.
Have a look.
That was interesting.
At Craig Conley's just about to start a lap by the look of it, or bailed very early on one, and will go again. Just in mode 2 as he crosses the DRS zone.
Mode 1 still.
Not using a lot of ERS.
Maybe he's just trying to bring those tyres in. That could be a good call from him here. Trying to bring those tyres into a good temperature before he goes for a lap.
Strange line through turns 1 and 2 there, but he's kept it on the track, but a very nice helmet nonetheless. And that's wide, and I think I'm jinxing everyone by going on board with them, so I'm going to go on board with someone and not say who it is and see if they guess.
Let's have a look. I'm trying to work out who's going to be next to finish the lap at the moment.
I'm not going to tell you who I'm on board with, but I can tell you that their car is pink.
Their car is pink. Well, that's got to be only DTM then, right? I mean, he's the only pink car on track.
It is. Yep. Going up to McLaren. Don't know if McLaren's getting out the way or not. Yes, he is.
Yeah, looks like McLaren's out the way nicely there.
In the pit, so that is Phoenix getting out the way.
It's a very good job from him moving out of the way there. He knows he doesn't want to interrupt anyone's lap. As it seems like only DTM has been very
good lap. We've just noticed
through this final lap. Yeah, I think he's
literally just
out.
noticed.
Yeah,
it's not a proper lap. But he's got some camera time as he goes into the pits. So there we go, Don Thunder.
He's
invalidated.
Invalidated, yeah.
Would have gone 6th.
Looks like he got a bit of slipstream there from his teammate as well for coming down this start finish. So this could give him a good opener.
That will help a little bit. Well, as you see, as he comes to the end of Sector 1, his time is a little slower than his first time around, but 15 thousandths, nothing you can't claw back.
It looks like some people did go faster up front as well. You had Gamer come in with an 18.7, and then Titan Prime as well into an 18.5.
That's a good lap, yeah, especially on the mediums. It's a very good, decent time. We'll see what Dun Thunder does as he comes round. Oh, gets a little bit airborne, unless that was spectator lag. But he is up on his time now.
As JJ Rocks is out.
In the pits, I think. Is he in the ball or is he in the pits? He was in the pit lane, I believe. So I think he's just...
Yeah, that was a manual retirement from him there. So maybe he wants to just start at the back. It's an interesting call, but unless there's a penalty we don't know about, of course.
Anyway, Dun Thunder. Yeah, okay, there was a little bit of slowness to get the time in, but it's 19.1. I thought he may have invalidated again, but no, just the game being slow. And talking to pink cars, which we weren't, there's another one off track. Denzel.
Yes,
I think that's how it's pronounced.
We're going to go with that.
Starting a lap in the Renault.
Yep, I think we'll try and follow him for this lap then. Let's see if he can keep it nice and clean on those super soft tyres. So we should be expecting him to go fastest here based on the tyre choice. Misses the initial apex, but still gets a decent line. Runs a little bit wide, but he might have got away with that. As he's coming into turn 3, leaving it in 4th. Very nice, gets on the power nice and early, doesn't lose the back end. Down the hill, in fact, perfecting that line, just touching the apex and running it just wide enough that you could get a good drive.
You have to be careful through here. So you just hint of apex and the game will give you a corner cut.
Yep, but so far, nice clean lap. He's low on his ERS, but he should make it to the end. Seems to be using a lot of his deployment though. Oh, big back end.
A little bit wide through here.
This could still be a decent first lap for him though. Still would have enough time to come in and do another one, so beautiful through that final chicane, and now it's just a case of getting the best drive out the final corner he can. There we go, an 18.2. Only, well, not even 3 temps quicker than Prime on those mediums, so I still think he has more time in him. It's just a question of how much.
Yeah, he definitely took it easy going through a couple of corners there just to ensure he got round, I think. But talking of getting round, that's not something the Force Indy of KG Fuzz
I found out
he's going straight into the pit lane.
I'm pretty sure it's the softs.
I wanted to say soft, but then I thought that's not right because that's Germany. But I'm pretty sure it is soft, but we'll find out later.
I think it's softs because I'm having a tyre.
Okay,
fit, no, it's softs.
Fitted, yeah, soft, mediums and super softs, okay. Interesting. That's going to do stuff for the strategy.
I think we're going to be expecting a lot of people to try and qualify on those soft tyres, because Spain is one of those tracks where you don't think it'd be too high on the tyre wear, but it can hurt. As Jochum is out, and I think that's a crash out as well.
Yeah, he's crashed somewhere. That he was on track about to, or has started a flying lap.
Yeah, it says sector 2,
where it is.
So let's try and find someone who's going through there.
Oh, okay. Would that be going up to the DRS, or just before there, possibly?
It might be. I'm on board with Josh to see if I can find out where, but I think that car might have despawned by now, so...
It would have gone by now, yeah. Atlantis would have been in the best place of anyone to see if it was there, but I couldn't notice anything. I was down board with him anyways. He's going around the Sector 3, there's yellow in Sector 1 and 2. Renault fans on the field, everybody. Renault fans on the field. Atlantis
I think he's coming into the pits. I don't think he's doing another lap. Yeah, it's
good to get him camera time, even if he is going in the pit lane.
No, I think Craig might be coming into the pits as well. I think I think only DTM might be doing another lap here. He is in hot lap.
Oh my word,
So
people are struggling there with the penultimate, with the final chicane.
it is a tricky one to get
Having all
right.
sorts of
because
issues.
You have to nail those apexes, but if you try to nail them too much, you cut it, and it just causes your car some loss of traction. As we saw there from only DTM, in fact, as he loses the back end slightly, and I think, yeah, he's backed right out of this lap. But he's slowed really far down. Alright, so I think we'll be trying to have let's have a look. The best time, so
Too far away. Can't reach that. Am I
I
all
think
late?
we're gonna see a lot of people come out on the softs now. Well, not quite this. They have a couple minutes before I'm expecting to see a lot of people come out on those soft tyres.
Yeah, there's going to be a flurry of activity on the soft tyres. I was going to say slurry, but that's not quite the right.
In fact,
That's
I'll be
not quite the right
surprised
term.
if we don't see everyone come out on the soft tyres. As it currently stands fitted, the only people who haven't changed to the softs yet is Prime, Denzel, and obviously DTM. But DTM's still out on track, so he's
want to. I mean, can he go quicker than 18.2 on the soft that he set on the supers? Is the
I'm not
question
sure
I
he
have.
can, but is it worth a try? If he can find the grip on those, he might.
I mean, it's always worth a go, but unless he's committed to the two-shot strategy.
Someone's car is, I think there's a
Probably okay.
Red Bull coming out of the garage now, so I think...
As DTM comes into the garages, one car leaves.
Here we go, another car's just left their pit garage as well, so this is where we're going to start seeing people leave their pit garage, give them enough time to warm up, get those tyres warmed up, and then go for a quick lap. As it was Barry 23 who was the first one out, I believe.
Oh, there's a
As just
gravel.
yeah, he's in an interesting position there.
He's not moving. I don't know what's going on. Find someone who's doing something not in a gravel trap. That will be Barry, I think. Everyone else seems to be in the pit lane. Okay,
there you go.
well,
Well, there's Joshka disqualified now.
then.
So
thanks for coming. JJ Rocks will not be starting last.
indeed, but yeah, like I said, I think Barry is going to be the first one to start his lap on these soft tyres. As Prime is now out on an out lap as well on those soft tyres. So like I said, a lot of people are going to come out on those softs, but Barry's going to be the first one. So as we come into turn one, he's going to be looking to hit both apexes without losing the rear end. Good touch of that one, good touch of the second one. In fact, he nails those first couple of corners. Runs it just out wide enough that he can get a good run coming into this corner. Put the power down nice and early, and then down the hill into third gear. As we're coming up to another tricky section here, so he wants to get this just right. Ooh, that might have given him a corner cut and invalidated his lap. It's a tricky one. Sometimes you can run that wide, sometimes you can't go through there. So we'll just have to see. Seems like he's still going for it, so he might have just got away with that.
Yeah, I think the telltale is usually if they ease off or drop the ERS right down. He's done neither of those, so I believe it's probably going to be a valid lap, or he's just seen what he can do before he goes again as he crosses through the final chicane. That's one of the tidiest I've seen today.
It was very tidy. It wasn't the quickest, but tidy. Yep, that's very good.
There we go. It was valid.
18.2.
18.2.
That's a very good lap. That.
Fine, KG Fuzzball.
Going to be tough to beat. Yep, KG Fuzzball, I believe, is the next to be finished coming across the line. So that's all back end sliding out.
Bit of a messy moment for him. He seems to be having all sorts of issues with his car today. Every time I look at him, he's going sideways through corners.
Yep. Doesn't look like he's got the ideal setup at the moment, so I think we're going to see him go for another lap to try and because
He's validated
set a
that he's
time
tried
yet.
today. So look at his teammate for now, who's on a lap. Slightly further ahead of him on track, so we'll look at his teammate at DTM. See if he has any sort of mirror of the handling issues his teammate is suffering from.
He seems to be tidy as a prime, does a
Titan.
17.7.
Wow.
Very, very
On
nice
the
lap there on
soft.
those soft tyres. I would like to
Maybe
point out though,
Knowles could go
only
quicker on
DTM
the
has
soft.
decided he wants to do his final run on the medium tyres.
Fair enough.
Seems like he wants to do a U strategy, or as I like to call it, a Mackie strategy. Long into the race on the hard
Mackie
compound
strategies
and
are
have to fast
popular.
at the end.
Every time I've used that, I get a podium. What can I say? Except you're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem to work when used properly, but he seems to have had a relatively tidy lap. It's not looked too bad as he goes.
6th place on the mediums. Andy.
Yeah, well, that's not too bad, considering.
KG Fuzzball's out. Probably abandoned when in the pits, maybe. Don't know. No, he didn't. Was on track. He's just lost it. One handling issue too many by the look of it.
Yep.
Look at Atlantis as he rounds through to Sector 3.
As Craig has also
Craig
retired.
Connolly retires. That would be in the pit lane. That's fine.
That would be, yep.
Doesn't feel he can go any better or doesn't have enough time to get out, whatever the case. Probably a time related at this point, to be fair, but Titan goes quicker still, 17.6. Don't kill your tyres, mate. Here comes Atlantis. 7th, 18.9. He's got a Dark Phoenix who's just about to start a lap. And is the probably the final hot lap of the session.
Yep, and he's on the super soft tyres, so he really wants to get a high position here. As he looks
Very nicely done by Atlantis ahead.
Yeah, I don't think Dark Phoenix necessarily got the exact run he wanted though because of Atlantis being there. He would have wanted to run a little bit wider coming through that first sector. But it's still looking tidy and quick, so he could still be on for a very good lap.
It's looking very promising at this early stage, but I don't want to say too much in case, you know, the commentary curse hits him.
Yeah, but I definitely don't want to
great
compromise anyone. So him and Denzel are the only two people at the moment who can beat Prime, and Denzel's crossed the line.
Denzel's finished
on Dark Phoenix right now, who has not set a lap time yet this session.
It's a bit messy, I've got to say.
Yeah, but it's
catching
not
a lot of people out today, this section of track.
Yeah, this final sector is probably one of the
highest.
And
that's just ruined everything.
Big moment. That's
and that's just ruined it. Titan Prime as our pole position. But it sets a time, 21.5.
It sets a time that puts
starts
him
10th.
That's.
And he's going to start on these tyres.
To start on those tyres. Yeah, and he had those big moments. So maybe that wasn't ideal.
That wasn't the most ideal thing in the world, absolutely not. But, you know, whatever. I guess he wanted to set a time, and that's fine. Hello out there in viewership land. If you're watching this, wherever you are, welcome aboard. To confirm the grid, we have Titan Prime with a sensational time there. Just could not be beaten. Possibly could have been by some drivers, but they messed up. Gamer in 2nd, Barry in 3rd, Denzel in 4th, Thunder 5th, Craig Connolly in 6th, DTM on the mediums in 7th, Atlantis on the soft in 8th. I don't know why they're the only two drivers I've specified tyre compound, but there we go. Yoakum 9th, Phoenix 10th, and JJ Rocks, KG Fuzzball and Yoska didn't set a time, and in the case of Yoska, got disqualified.
Yep, so the two people,
looks like a dry race.
We have two people to watch on the medium tyres. They could play a big part in the final stages of the race.
Yep, absolutely. Always look out for the medium runners at the end of a race, because they'll be on the better strategy, and they should cut their way through the field if they need to.
Yep, but this track is one of the, in my opinion, is one of the trickier tracks to get an overtake, because it's all quite quick, and one offline maneuver and it could put your car sideways. So it is quite a hard track to overtake. So they need to be getting a good run out of that final corner and getting it done on the straight. In my opinion, it would be the most ideal way to do this.
People are readying up, so they're keen to get going. But as you say, it can be tricky to overtake in some places. So we'll see how they cope momentarily as they set off on the lap that sets them round the track to make sure all the cars are working properly.
Or, as we like to call it, the pointless formation lap, because you don't actually get to put yourself in any kind of formation.
Yeah, I call it the safety lap. Because it gets rid of lag, you see. Yeah, that's why I call it that.
You like to think it gets rid of lag.
In theory it does, but we all know it doesn't. Anyway, will we have a moment? Do you want to anger anyone by saying about F1 2019 betas or no?
Do you know, we could anger people by saying that we both have the beta program code coming to us, but that's just a mean thing to. Oh wait, I'm just sorry people. But I think the beta is going to be a good way to test the next game for scenarios like this where we league race and hopefully.
Oh, there's a Renault facing the wrong way on the for safety lap there.
Well, this is
what
why we have
this.
Denzel gets disqualified, actually.
Oh,
Interesting how he's the
time.
only one who got qualified, considering normally it's 2 people.
Yeah. Anyway, Titan Prime is still at the front and approaching.
Yeah, he's bunching everyone back up
now,
so that he doesn't have to sit there for too long, as all the gaps are relatively small. All things are getting a little bit tight near the back.
Oh,
yeah,
well, that's a bit tighter than you would have thought. It's actually a bit of a relief, I guess, to the leaders.
Now we get to
as
watch,
they grid up. Here comes Joska at the back. He's also... So that actually did him a favour, having those cars in the midfield get disqualified. It means he just has to sit on the grid for 2, 3, 4 seconds less than he would have, and hopefully whatever tyre temperatures he'd built up do not disintegrate. Anyway,
do not. But as we go,
we can use. Thank you, Codemasters.
To go 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go. As the midfield is already very tight, both McLarens side by side already. Looks like JJ Rock's making a few positions. Phoenix now falling back.
Atlantis on the Renault
Prix
there.
don't seem under pressure by too much, as DTM getting past the Mercedes of Thunder.
Atlantis has fallen to the back. Will through with the Renault around one too many corners by the look of it, and Joachim has a slight moment, and oh, there's okay. Bye then. That's awkward. Commentary partner died. That's really bad. JJ Rocks has a penalty for corner cutting earlier. I didn't see that, but we're on board with him now. So we have a bit of a train forming in the midfield. Atlantis is fast charging again. He did briefly drop to 13th, but now seems to be going in the right direction again, as he's now up into 11th. Just to confirm, my commentary partner seems to have just had an internet die on him, so that's brilliant. There's one internet, he'll grow another one in a minute, and I'm sure he'll be back as Titan keeps his lead. Only DTM had a stormer of a start, up 3, as did Phoenix, and Atlantis is out of the race. Let's have a look, see if I can find where he did that. Renault's a handful today, not doing very... Oh, Joachim's out as well, don't know where that is. Okay, there it is. Unusual. Out of the final corner. Almost points for everyone. One more time, and everyone's got points, but let's focus on the battle for most of the points. Barry's about a second behind the top two, and then only DTM is 3/10 behind. So let's go on board with Thunder, who is excuse me, who's only a few tenths behind that battle. Also has Craig Connolly on his gearbox and Dog Phoenix on his. Did he go for a move? No, he did. Craig Connolly sees him coming and lets him go. Dog Phoenix up into 6th, but gets too much curb. That could leave him open to attack, but Craig Connolly just not close enough to do anything about it. JJ Rock's back there. Hopefully you don't miss anything in the few moments while I'm gone to recollect my commentary partner. Let's hope that they can get in. As DRS is enabled. I have zero idea if he's back, so we'll wait and see if he speaks shortly, but this battle is hotting up nicely. Phoenix is right on the diffuser of Thunder in the Mercedes there. Craig Connolly is a little bit behind now. DRS Phoenix. Is he going to try it again? 2 laps in a row, he's made a place in out of the DRS straight. There we go. Nope, commentary's dead. Excellent. And there's a yellow in sector 3, but never mind about that now.
I have returned. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties.
Now, are you back in the session?
I am back in the session, yes.
Okay,
So what have I
never
missed?
got the notification they came back. You've missed a little bit of battling. Dog Phoenix has done a couple of good moves into the corner at the end of the DRS straight, but now he's right back where he started as he made a mistake into turn 1. Craig Connolly and Thunder are now going to be the battle, I think, although only DTM and Barry are 4/10 apart, so we could check that out instead.
Yeah, it looks like a few people are getting quite close. A few people have had some good starts as well. Only DTM being one of them, making up 3 positions at the start. I did see them do that. That was right at the start of the race. Wednesday Phoenix made up 3. We lost Giacomo Atlantis. Do you know how?
I think I know what happened. I think Atlantis lost it coming out the final corner, and Joachim has probably hit the back of him at some point as well, because he was a little bit further on from where his car was. So we did lose those while you were having your issues.
Yeah. Let's just call them issues. Trying to bring up. There we go. Right. Oh yeah. Here's the other interesting thing. Only DTM. He actually is looking very pacey. He's on the medium tyres, so as actually he's going for an overtake down the inside into turn 1. Looks like he's made that manoeuvre, so that's him up into 3rd place already on the while on the alternate strategy.
Top 4 as well.
As Dog Phoenix has pitted.
Okay. Probably just flat spotted some tyres or just fancied a change or something, because he done some good moves into the end of the DRS straight corner, which I don't know what it's called, but you know what I mean. So he did accept it for me.
Yeah, that's one of the more popular overtaking positions, because once you launch it down the inside, there's not a lot that the other car can do.
They have to give you the space.
Pretty much, yep.
Fuzzball in the other Force India is trying to do the same thing on JJ Rocks that Dark Phoenix has been doing to Waterfield today, but no, not on this occasion. He couldn't do it.
If he can get a good run out of the final corner, he could. In fact, he could have a look right here if he feels like it. Nope, he decides no. Going to play this safe. He's playing the long game, which is interesting considering he's on the faster tyre right now. He needs to get past. JJ Rocks
JJ Rocks is all over the road.
Oh, that's...
He's in the gravel.
That's
Can he keep it down the wall?
unfortunate for JJ Rocks there.
He can't. Well, I think he was trying to hit the wall there, but it didn't work. He hit the wrong part of the car, my friend.
As he gets
a bit harsh.
Bit of a ridiculous.
That's a bit ridiculous, Gold Masters. What are you playing at, lads?
Hopefully these issues don't exist in 2019.
In the beta.
But
good lord. You watching this?
Soon find out.
Coldies. Anyway, Craig Connolly is in a good position here. A little bit of a battle for 5th and 6th with Thunder.
Yeah, he seems that gap seems to be staying relatively the same. To be honest, doesn't look like he's catching or losing really. It looks like Thunder's controlling that gap behind. Although if he wants to control that gap, he does need to pull outside that 1 second gap really to be able to hold that position. But looks like Craig's been a little bit cautious as well. Doesn't want to push the car too hard at these stages of the race. As DTM is now within DRS range as well of the gamer, so he could be looking to get close to him, set up a move in the next lap or so.
Oh, the Triple Crowns are going to go at it in a moment. 9th place. Phoenix ahead of JJ Rocks at the moment. We had that big moment a lap ago. Seems to have recovered nicely, and he's now on the charge to catch his teammate. Although neither of them seem to be handling the final chicane very well at the moment.
No, and you get JJ
and that's
Rocks
probably why. Probably damage. That would do a lot of that. Didn't get a naughty, so there we go.
He's probably ruined those rear tyres as well. Having that big moment and then hitting the gravel has probably not helped.
Yep, of course. Let's see. There's a front wing ready as well, so that's the reason. Anyway, let's have a look at DTM as he's on the charge.
He can still get a point out of this race though, but DTM really closing in on Gamer right now. He seems to really have the pace on those mediums. If he can carry this over to the softs when he goes onto them as well, he's in a very, very good position.
Yeah. Unfortunately, lost Atlantis earlier in an incident that I didn't catch, but I think I know what happened.
Yep, as actually it looks like Craig's got a bit closer on this lap as well, so he could be looking, but first DTM is going to get DRS, slipstream. He's not really catching it. Looks like Gamer's straight line speed is really good around here at the moment. DTM don't get very close. Oh, and they're on the braking. Got very close to the rear end of them.
Craig seems to have got through there. Oh, has he? He's gone for it. Down into turn 1.
A little bit of cutback. He's
not sold yet, but I think he's got the move
Thunder's
done now.
Had to lift off and let Craig have that room. As Phoenix now setting the fastest lap, so he's on a charge to try and make back some positions if he can start catching the back of Fuzzball again.
Yeah, he's certainly making a case for it. Don't know what that yellow was all about. Can't see a car dropping off in the distance or anything, so again, he's just making stuff up to keep us entertained.
It could be Joshka. He looks like he's still going for the first sector, and he looks like he has dirt on his tyres, so he could have had a bit of a moment out wide. Could have been just something for him there, but DTM
like a mini-map for spectators would make that a lot more clearer what's going on.
That would make that a lot clearer, and now it's sector 2 where Joshka is currently as well, so...
Okay, he's having a nightmare.
Yeah, he's
not
really
gonna lie,
not having a good time.
he's just not having a good time of it today.
Here we go then, DTM on Gamer. He's going to get a better drive this time, as he's going to have to go round the outside.
Wow. It's like Hamilton
still there, little
Vettel in real life a couple of seasons ago.
Gamer managing to just hold that position, but...
You can't go down there, surely.
Oh, DTM, beautiful cutback. He's going to now have the inside. Oh, the game is going to look around the outside. This is beautiful racing from the pair of them, I have to say. But there you go, DTM now through. He's got a hold of Gamer because Gamer's having a look back. Not quite enough room though. Sensational driving from both of them there, keeping it nice and clean, giving each other just enough room. But now DTM's through. It's going to have to go on the charge to catch up to Titan and really put him under pressure.
Points for everyone.
Yep, as you say, points for everyone now. All they have to do is finish as JJ Rocks is into the pits again.
Get more contact, we don't know that.
I don't think there is, because he is 48 seconds behind, so I think he's just having a nightmare with that car right now, as it's a front wing change.
Not having a good day. Not having a good day. There's no real close battles other than Gamer and DTM at the moment.
Yeah, that's DTM just opening that gap up right now.
This is just only because of DRS. Otherwise, this wouldn't even be a battle.
That's pretty much
no
it.
idea
So
what to do in this situation. Not used to races like this.
Into the pits, putting on. Get this up. Putting on another set of softs. So
fair enough.
2 stop for him. In fact, what time did he start on? Was he one of the... No, he did start on the softs. So
yeah, okay.
yeah, it definitely looks like a 2-stop for him. Quite an early pit stop, really. I didn't expect those softs to go a little bit further than he took them.
I don't know what to do.
I don't know. Everyone's kind of spread out at this point. Everyone's kind of having to do their own thing right now. Hopefully things will spice up again when the pit stops start to happen, which the soft runners should be looking to do. Some rain would be very nice, but looking at the clouds, mate.
I know.
Not really seeing clouds. That is the point I'm trying to make.
No. You don't have to on this game anyway. Whew. JJ Rocks is feeling brave on supers at this juncture of the race. Just smashing some quick times just for some personal pride, because there's nothing else going on for him right now. I'd say something good about all drivers. They're still in the race. Well done, everybody. Keep going.
Just everyone stay alive. There you go. Everyone will make an achievement then. Unfortunately, the gap's still just opening up between drivers, and DTM not really catching Prime at this point. Prime really controlling his gap. He knows exactly what he's doing at the moment.
Yeah.
As I said, I think very shortly we're going to start seeing some of the soft runners pit, looking at some of their tyres. You can see when they hit the certain parts of the track, you can just see the light shining on them and see that little bit of wear that they're all starting to get.
Yeah, it's always crucial to know when to pit when you're in a good position for the race, because you can maximise your strategy to the fullest by doing that, as Don Thunder pits onto the mediums. First one to blink.
Yep, so he's the first one. He says, right, I'm going for the undercut. Well, sometimes the undercut works. If he can get these tyres warmed up on this outlap, he can start banging in some laps and closing the gap on those that were ahead of him.
Fuzzball's tyres look like they can go another couple of laps, to be fair. Looking at them, they don't look too bad at this point, but I could be wrong. I'm not driving the car.
It just feels like a lot of them are using some unconventional gears, like they're not quite getting the grip to carry the speed at the moment. And they're being a little bit cautious on the throttle, so...
Oh, Craig with a bit of a moment there as he comes out of the overtaking corner.
And he had a bit of a moment. He was starting to close in Barry, so that moment's going to now lose him a little bit of time.
How far behind do you have to be before Dirty A gets you? Well, whoever it was has gone in, so that's not a problem for him anymore.
Barry's in, so... I think the Dirty Air starts, to be honest, kicks in sort of between the 1.5–2 second mark, so it kind of varies from track to track.
Wouldn't really have been close enough for that to affect him anyway.
Yeah,
given that Barry is in, Don Thunder, let's have a look, see if he comes out. Did he undercut? as he jumped them. On board with him as he goes into 7th. Just behind Barry somehow.
He's not even just behind, really. He's a couple corners behind at this point, so...
Trying to make it exciting for people. I can see that. There's nothing going on.
It's hard to make a race exciting like this. We're gonna be honest for anyone who's watching this. This is more like real life F1 at this point, where nothing is happening.
Certainly my respect for David Coulthard and Ben Edwards goes through the roof, trying to make races like that exciting every week.
Yeah, unfortunately...
I feel for them having to go Monaco last year though. Oof.
Oh, that was... I feel for anyone who ever has to commentate on Monaco though, because it's not, like we've always said, not really an overtaken track, but...
No, you're just waiting for something
right now,
really.
Yeah, pretty much, but right now it's Spain, and in all honesty, I'm not going to say who, because I don't want to give anyone the commentator's curse, but if someone could crash out and give us a safety car, in fact, actually, Prime in... Have I seen this correctly as well? DTM is in.
Everyone went in.
Very early pit stop from DTM. Surprising me a little bit. He's going to struggle to take those softs to the end now.
Maybe he's got a plan for supers at the end. Maybe it's fine. Maybe he's thinking the time he'll lose. Then he'll getting back on the supers as Titan's trying to guide these mediums to the end on like 20-year-old. No. 20 lap. Oh my lord. So you got a new guy doing some commentary in another tier. I bet his English is better than mine, and he's not even English. I promise I've been speaking England since I was a children.
Since you were, yeah. I mean, it really seems like it, mate. But here we go, right? So after the pit stops, actually, in fact, DTM already really closing this gap, and he's really turned those softs on this outlap. He said, "Look, I want to catch you, I want to pass you, and then I need to open up gap because, as you say, I think he's going to got a plan for super softs at the end." As slight mistake through the final chicane. It's going to cost him a little bit of time.
Spotted a battle. Craig Conley and Thunder for 6th.
Oh, beautiful spot. Yes, Thunder and Craig here. Craig on the slightly fresher set, but Thunder might be at this point where his tyres are warmed up as... There we go, Joachim's leaving them, mind. I was about to say, so we've lost a driver, but no, we haven't. And here we go, Thunder's going to have to go
Craig
all the
defensive.
way around the outside. A cutback.
It's compromised him. That's the wrong line. Yeah.
Yeah, puts
that was
all
all just perfect place of the car. Craig was really on the wrong line for turn 2, but tried to take it anyway and just missed it. But credit to both of them, they didn't hit each other.
He knew he was trying to bend that, but now he's lost time to Denzel behind as well, so Denzel's going to be his next threat. He's going to be vulnerable now as well, yeah. He likes him vulnerable. To quote a certain driver in since that overtake, actually, that Thunder did, Craig seems to be running a little bit wide through some of these corners, hitting the dirt a little bit more, which is not going to be ideal. It's going to put some dirt on those tyres and giving them a little bit less grip, so...
Definitely not going to help him.
As bit of a
was that contact?
Denzel. that was contact. Yes, Denzel very late onto the brakes compared to Craig, and he would have stopped for the corner. It's just I don't think he expected it. But DTM, they go setting the fastest up. In fact, 5/10 behind Prime now.
Phoenix is in.
Really closed that gap. Prime knows he needs to hold up DT for as long as he can without ruining his own tyres too much. As JJ Rock's again setting the fastest lap, so he's saying, hey, I have pace, I'm just not having a very good race.
Yeah, I've got pace, I'm just at the wrong end of the field for it to matter right now.
Yes. As DTM's all over the back of Prime right now. Prime gets a 3-second time penalty and JJ Rocks has retired. So that's not there, but Prime now with a 3-second time penalty. Let's put the DTM in a better position. But he's really got to make this count as he's going to go around the outside here.
Holy hell, he's pulled that off as well.
With the better grip on the better tyre, he's just really pulled that off. And now he's got to really start pulling this gap.
I know it probably
I
doesn't
think
sound like it, given our moot reaction to that, but that's actually a really good move.
yeah, that was
Well done, fella.
a fantastic move. I feel like, yeah, we should have been more excited for that, but I'm a little bit down with the lack of racing everywhere else. But yeah, that was
It's
a
hard
fantastic maneuver around the outside. Not often you see people do it.
It's hard to state just how good that move was, so well done, DTM. Do it again. We're bored. Let's go. Lap yourself if you have to, I don't care.
Well, this is where DTM has to really start opening the gap. He needs to open, in all honesty, he needs to open like a good, like, somewhere around the 15-second gap, and that's going to be really hard, which means then he's going to have to push even harder on this once he pits.
That's a very tough ask to do, to be fair. I don't think he's going to make that gap, but...
I don't think he's going to make that gap, but he's
about second now.
To try and consolidate a good second place at least at the moment.
Yeah. Just counting backwards to the gap from third and behind anyway. This moment he is going to be in the top 4. Potentially top 5 for certain. So, yeah, just keep going and do what you're doing. Turn into a great result. Check in with
the pace he has at the moment.
Just have a look at nothing in particular.
Well, Denzel's still within the second gap of Prix, so I guess that's the next closest thing on track right now. Although saying that, it looks like Denzel's struggling through this final sector a little bit more than Craig is, which is not ideal because he needs to get a good run through here to get close to him. And that means he's not going to get DRS down this straight. He's going to get a little bit of a pull with the long distance toe, but it's not going to be anything too major.
No, certainly not. Good. There's a bit of grass there, I think, as well.
Yep,
so that's not
going to be a small little mistake there, where he's now had to lift off and probably lost a bit more time. It turns out people pitting hasn't really spiced up this race because everyone pitted at the same time.
Yep, everyone's just yeah. It's all right. There's still another what? 15 laps to go.
Yeah, 15 laps of 2-second gaps.
Yeah, fun.
Fun.
Oh, look, there's
it's
a
really
second
hard
gap
to
there.
commentate on a race like this. I'm going to be honest. Denzel making a slight mistake there through the final sector, for the final chicane. In fact, it's going to lose him even more time. So that ruins that battle. Excuse me.
Can we have some helicopter cam or something? Just so we can have a look at something nice.
Do you know, Maggie, I'm going to ask you here. I want your expertise on the trees.
Oh, trees. I feel like a lot of people will be watching this thinking, what the hell are they on about trees for? It's a long-running joke that if you really want to learn the origins of it, I'll tell you later. Just send me a message sometime and I'll be happy to oblige. Most of you have my Twitter now, it's cool. Just send me a message on there and I'll answer it. Just, you know, we have social media in this league and they use it quite well. And I can't remember what it is, but go there.
I mean, do you know what? While there's
go there and wait for my instructions.
I will go and find out.
It's ILR racing or something, but whatever it is, I'm sure you'll correct me if I'm wrong. Let's have a look at that helmet. Very nice helmet, Craig Conley.
Inside Line Racing, which is at ILR League. There you go. Capital ILR, and then lowercase league. Now we've plugged the Twitter a little bit there for them. Phoenix, they go getting past Denzel because Denzel's pitted, so he's going to come back out on the mediums.
feel like a turkey. This is called Bernard Matthews grinning at him.
Well, I mean, a little bit of confusion with DTM still
Only
with the
7 months
strategy.
early.
He's not really cool. He's not really pulled the kind of gap he needs to start pulling. And when he hits, he's going to come out. Hang on, let's put this on leader quickly. He's going to come out somewhere around under. Could be maybe just in front of Craig. I can't remember how long a pit stop is on this track.
Yeah, he's definitely coming out before Craig. It's about 20-something seconds, so...
Which means he's going to have a big task ahead of him to get past on those drivers. In fact, I think he might have made a mistake. Titan closing that gap back up again.
Yeah. I think there was a yellow flag for something. Don't know what it was, but now he's just in that non-existent window of you're not really going forward, you're not really going backwards. You're just holding steady, which is great for Titan.
I think DTM is really struggling on those tyres all of a sudden. Like he's not really getting any kind of grip.
So they shouldn't be going off just yet. I'm pretty sure they've been new softs as well. So
yeah, I'm just
definitely
watching
got
him.
something going on. That's weird.
Just watching him, he seems like he's getting a lot more understeer through some corners.
Helicopter cam!
He just can't put the power down.
Helicopter cam! Finally.
I'm not getting. I want helicopter cam. I'm not getting helicopter. I'm upset.
It's beautiful. Oh, my soul has been cleansed. Now I feel like I can concentrate on the next 11 laps of the race. Granted, I wasted it on a battle for first place that isn't really a battle anymore, but you know, at least I got a wish fulfilled.
You got what you asked for. What complaints can you have?
I'm a simple man. Pretty sure a lot of people could tell you that. Mentioning no names, but you know who they are anyway.
Yes,
I am simple.
I do, but
Tree,
exactly, tree. That's all I can say right now. This race has really died. I mean, I guess we can't be expecting the same as we've had for the previous 2 races where racing has been close and consistent. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen every single race.
That's a shame. They should do something about that. Why don't they even joke laps or something? You have to do donut. I don't know.
I mean, a joke lap would be a fantastic idea, but not every track has the opportunity to set a joker lap route. Let's be honest. And I feel like when it comes to F1, if you're going to include a joker lap, it'd have to be like a joker 5 laps.
Joker 25% race. And the non-joker 25%. Is it me, or is that Merc of Thunder really low and every time it touches the curb it flies a little bit?
I haven't been watching, to be honest. But the thing I have been
necessarily watching, I was on board with someone else
Prime
and noticed
DTM.
In the background.
The thing I have been watching is the gap between Prime and DTM, and it has got smaller again. And in all honesty, I've been on DTM for the last lap or 2, and again, through that final sector, he just seems to be losing that back end a lot. He's not
it is tricky at the best of times, but now his tyres are starting to get a little bit worn. You just have to be a little bit more careful with your throttle application, especially around this bit. If you get this wrong,
good thing for him right now, although
it goes a little bit out of shape.
Although he's having these issues, he has now got a 19.5 second gap back to Fondo, who's in 5th, so he might, if he gets lucky, come out ahead of him. In fact, we're about to find out as he comes into the pits.
All actions a go. Titan will take the lead now.
Yep, I'm going to jump on board with Thunder as Thunder's coming through.
Gamer's not coming through yet.
No. I'm going to jump on board with Thunder because I think that's where he could be competing to come out as Thunder's coming through the final chicane.
DTM is leaving his garage now.
Yep, Thunder's round the final corner as he's coming down the straight.
Yeah,
I think he's...
This is close. He may just have him. possibly.
Thunder's going to get past him because of the speed, but DTM is now on the fresher tyres. Good thing is he comes out ahead of Prix, so all he has to do now is put the hammer down. He has to go into
predicted
hammer
it right.
Yeah, that's a very good prediction there.
Yay.
So this is where the
Can
race
retire
hopefully gets a little bit more exciting now, where DTM's now going to start making some overtakes.
Yeah, he'll definitely he'll definitely do some form of going past Thunder at some point in the next lap and a half. Then he'll get after Barry.
It's just at this point, how many positions can he make?
Probably 2 at most at this point, barring incidents. That's a really good camera angle. I really appreciate that. If I wanted to look back, you should have put it as a feature so we can do that. But no.
Yes,
You
but
took
no.
it away from us, Coldies.
Took it away from us and made it a thing that you do at random points. But DTM all over the back of Thunder. He's gonna get a good run here. DRS. Thunder tries to
Got
break.
defensive early.
Yeah,
We'll
he's
take
gone
the
very
toll
defensive early.
and the DRS,
But
and we'll say I
was
can't
gonna
catch
say,
up, mate.
we'll
What are
say
you doing with your
goodbye,
straight line
but
speed?
he's not really got a straight line speed. He's gonna go all the way around the outside. He's no.
Has to go
not
off track
quite
to avoid
enough
contact
room.
there.
Yep.
A lot more speed coming out of the corner though, and
Yeah,
Thunder is
Thunder's had a
vulnerable
really
again.
bad drive.
Go down the
Here we go,
inside.
go down the inside.
Should have it
that
this time.
Should be the manoeuvre done nice and easy, although Thunder's going to cut back, just not enough grip. As Thunder's now, ooh,
Not even.
late dive
That's
down
not
the
even.
inside.
Oh dear. That's
He
not.
took
That's not a place.
Yeah, that's not a place. It was a late decision as well. But there you go. DTM now passed as he gets a 3-second penalty. Ooh.
They're harsh.
That's not going to help, as I'm pretty sure both Gamer and Barry ahead of him do not have that penalty. So if he's going to get past them, he has to get past and make a 3-second gap on either of them.
Does Thunder have one behind is more the key question now.
Let's have a quick look, shall we?
I appreciate the overhead cam there. Wasn't quite helicopter cam, but good enough.
Thunder does have
No.
one behind.
Okay, so they're evil. So yeah. That'll be a relief to DTM.
Yep, although I'm not sure how much he would be worrying about that, as he's nearly pulled that 3-second gap on Thunder already and really is closing in on Barry.
Yeah. What a weird race.
It's been a relatively battle-free race with DTM the only one really making a questionable strategy call from someone who's not really been in any collisions or anything. But here we go, he's within that second gap, opens his DRS, can bring him a little bit closer as he's going to look to get a good run for this final sector. Really get on the back of Barry so that he can get a good run out the final corner and just breeze past him is what he'll be hoping. Barry looks like he's struggling a little bit with traction out some of these corners. A little bit wide. That's going to give him. Yeah.
Oh dear God.
Not around the outside, but he still gets the better run. He now chooses the outside line.
Oof.
Barry tries to squeeze him, but thinks better of it. Now, that's it.
And
the
into
move is
third.
done. That's
And there you
him
go.
into third. So that's a podium position now.
He'll have enough to deal with the threat of no. Deal with the threat of himself, yes. Money Walker.
Well, I mean, it is the threat of himself.
Welcome back.
He did get a penalty, so it is his own penalty. Therefore, it is the threat of himself, really.
See, I didn't make a mistake. I knew exactly what I was talking about.
I got you, brother. I've got you. Don't worry.
I got you, brother.
Yep, no, he should have enough to pull that 3-second gap.
Got the gear back for you.
He might have enough to catch Gamer, but I don't think he'll have enough to pass Gamer and get that 3-second gap. So at the moment, it's just about
Just get
consolidating
to
that
the 3
third
seconds.
place. Yeah.
Yeah.
As
Barry
Craig
looks like he's struggling on the mediums
on the
at
back of
moment.
Thunder
Craig
now.
is on the charge as you say. I was about to go there, so we will go there anyway and see what's going on. Although Phoenix is having a battle with Casey Fuzzball.
Yeah, Craig is currently
It's a
closer
great game attack.
to Thunder though.
Gotta say.
Actually, as DTM then goes setting the fastest lap. He's saying, right, I'm putting the hammer down.
There we go.
Pressure is on you guys. I don't know who to watch. I'm going to watch Craig, I think. Though he doesn't really get closer down that DRS straight. It's interesting. Looks like, again, Thunder, as I said earlier, looks like it's really good straight line speed.
Dark Phoenix is going to get there way too late to make the pass into turn 1. It's like DRS is irrelevant.
Yeah, it's strange. Normally DRS means everything, as Phoenix running a little bit wide. Yeah, normally DRS is one of the most important things. It makes it probably the easiest way to get past someone, but it just doesn't seem like it's doing too much in this race. Fuzzball locks up slightly there.
Yeah, let's put Dark Phoenix right back in the driving seat to take the position by the end of the lap. Should he want to?
Yeah, Phoenix is going to have DRS down here, but I don't know if he's going to make a move anywhere.
A little bit of a thought was in his mind, surely, to go for a late move, but controlled himself.
I think he's trying to scare Fuzzball into a mistake at the moment. I think that's what he's doing. He's trying to say, hey, I'm here, and I will get past you. As he
nice lines,
bit of
lads.
a corner cut. But here we
Not
go.
like we're watching or anything, but
no, but you know, whatever. DRS open, so this is where he's going to go down the insole.
Oh my lord!
Bit of moving there by Fuzzballs. Interesting, but there. I believe that's, yep, Phoenix through. As Craig again now. On. Here we go. On Thunder. He can get all over the back of Thunder, but he just makes these small mistakes while sat behind him, and it costs him the gap again.
Something's definitely unsettling in the car or unsettling, but there we go. The Thunder just seems to take off there as he comes round the corner.
Interesting. Do you know, I did see it a little bit there.
I cannot be the only one to see that, yeah, surely.
Do you know, I feel like I did just see it a little bit, yeah, so...
Yeah.
Interesting.
Popping wheelies. That's the secret.
That, yes. That's why Mercedes are so dominant, as... Craig takes an interesting line. But Thunder getting a very, very good drive out the final corner. That's going to make it hard for Craig to even think about a move into turn 1. Yeah, you can't even get close.
It's like turn 10 in Bahrain all over again. Whoever was in front was getting a sensational drive out the corner.
Yeah. As up ahead, DTM really on a push. He's nearly, nearly on the back of Gamer.
He's cleared 3 seconds, yeah. Didn't think that was possible a few laps ago, but he may well just pull it off. Stick with Craig though for now. See if we can mount a challenge before DTM gets within half a second of the car in front. See if we can make a move.
Craig really needs to look to get a good drive out of the final turn as he gets a penalty.
That's not helpful.
But I think that puts them even though, so they both now got a 3-second penalty. So this is the race on track.
You're never going to scare him off the road like that.
Yeah, what Craig needs to do here is look to get just think about the final turn. Don't think about making a move into any of these. Just stay close and think about that final corner.
Yeah. Let's get the power down nice and early now. Go.
That's a better run. That's it. Hopefully this DRS is going to put him closer and closer.
Should help.
Here we go.
Should get it this time.
Yeah, bringing him close. Here we go. He's going to have to go around the outside.
Who's better on the brakes? Who's braver? Craig Conley should have it. He should have it now.
Thunder is going to look though. He's going to maybe try a cutback. No, can't quite get the power down to do that cutback. So that is Craig plus. Although Thunder getting, oh, he could have had a look there. He could have maybe had a bit of a dive, but he could have did better against, better than that.
Go
And-
grass.
oh, they got
That's
that one.
that's a good save.
A very good save. Didn't
Try doing that on a
quite
pad.
get the start. Yes. I feel sorry for pad users, I have to say, and I will use it myself
man.
when it comes to something like that. Real struggle
Thanks,
to
man.
catch, but... Oh, here we go, actually. DTM.
Anyway, going back to DTM as Craig Scotty's moved on and seems to have secured the position for now, but penalties might take it off him in a lap or so. Whew, right, Craig showed you what to do. Let's go copy him. Go on, DTM. Get in the DRS nice and early in the slipstream and get the tow and just
nice and early,
do him into turn 1.
not really getting closer. He's going to be late on the
Stay
brakes down the inside.
He'll have more grip on the soft tyres. Gets the move done.
That's
Vulnerable to the
move
switch
done.
back to behind,
Gamer
but
doesn't want to give it up,
I don't think he can find his way through.
Now,
Should be
this
second
is
now.
where DTM really has to find some time. He's got to pull 3 seconds on Gamer to hold this position.
He's nearly halfway there already, so he's doing okay. He seems to be where he needs to be. Now, our 18-lap-old medium's better than 8-lap-old soft tyres. We're about to find out.
Well,
With lines like that,
I
it doesn't really
don't
matter if you
think
make
so.
mistakes.
I'll be honest, these medium tyres look like they're losing some pace, but how much pace are they losing? It looks like through the final sector is where they're really struggling compared to those soft tyres.
Can he break DRS? He's almost there. 0.9 of a second.
There it is, over
1
a second.
That's just
And we
before the
get-
DRS line, so that should be fine. 2 seconds to find on this final lap. Can he do it? Titan Prime is just coasting around turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, Prime just needs to, well, cross the line at this
Hasn't
point.
even had to break a sweat today. Oof. It's good to see that of the 9 runners still remaining, none of them were lapped. But Denzel with never mind. Never mind. That's a 3-second time penalty there. I was just looking at him and switched off and missed the corner cut. It's my bad. But there's literally nothing going on track now. All the battling's over.
The thing to watch right now.
The only thing that can stop is the
DTM.
penalty marker.
Yeah, and I don't think DTM is going to pull that gap, so I think he's going to drop back down to 3rd place.
You might have a slight chance at the final corner, but other than that, at the final sector, the softs seem really strong through there. But I think 1.4 seconds is a little bit too much in 1 lap. But we'll see. On board now, it's up to 1.9. That's a mistake. That's not going to help. Gone too deep there. As Prime crosses the line to win. There we go. DTM will take 3rd, presumably. Oh, and Thunder gets the penalty further down the field. But yeah, Gamer 2nd, DTM 3rd. Here comes Barry for 4th. Solid drive for the Red Bull today.
Yeah,
Both Red
that's
Bulls in the top 4. Yeah. Oh my lord!
Oh,
I don't know what the hell's going
Phoenix
on there.
having a
but
nightmare. Swear, I don't know what happened
fucking
there.
AI just
actually.
killed himself.
That's
Crazy football. That's alright.
real interesting to see him doing that. Yeah, well,
Rallycross all of a sudden.
yeah, well, and then
Surf stop go, never mind.
final driver Denzel
Can we go
across
home
the
now?
line. And yeah, that is the race over. One of the more boring races so far.
I'll be surprised if anybody watches this back.
Yes, I'd be very
I'll be very
surprised.
surprised.
But I need to start inviting the top 3. I should have started doing that already. Normally on it. What am I doing?
My lord. I have no idea what you want to ask them, but what is there to ask?
I've done for a couple people, but you know, I mean,
Well done. Anyway, to confirm the order while we get them in, Dine Prime wins the race. Gamer second. DTM third. Barry would take fourth place. Craig Conley. Solid as ever in fifth. Thunder sixth. KG seventh. Phoenix had eighth. Bit of a dodgy start to the race for him, I think. He was caught up with a bit of a battle, but Denzel recovered. Dropped from 4th to 9th in the end. JJ Rocks got the final point, and unfortunately we lost Yoska, Joachim and Atlantis early on. My. You know, before the race I went on Twitter and said, can you make it a good race? None of you got the memo. It's about yourselves.
Alright, well, that's all 3 of the podium guys in here. So if I just ask you, remind you guys to include your audio before we get going with this podium talk. But we will start with 3rd place, which was DTM now. I missed how many positions you made up. That was one of the things I should have looked at. But you made a good amount of positions in that race. The main question I have for yourself is your strategy call. You started on the mediums, which I thought could have come into play really well with it being a one-stop at the end of the race, being on the faster tyres, but you decided to do the two-stop, pitting, I think it was like 12 or 13 laps on those mediums, where everyone else seemed to take about 20 laps. Care to explain your two-stop call?
That was actually a mistake. I was meant to go back on the mediums, but I misclicked. I went on the softs.
So it would have still been a two-stop if you were meant to go back on the mediums.
No, I was planning to, because I've been practicing with the mediums on a one-stop, so I would have comfortably made it, I think.
Okay, fair enough. Well, it was a solid race from you, I have to say. I think you gave us majority of the overtaking in that race, so thank you. We'll move on to Gamer. In all honesty, these are going to be very similar questions to what I'm going to ask Titan, because you both had a relatively boring race. You set off at the start, both kept your positions, and then, I'll be honest, from there on, kind of stayed there. You had DTM pressuring you at the end, but other than that, relatively easy race from your side, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I didn't get the best start, and then Titan was just rapid in the first sector, so I couldn't get anywhere near him.
Yeah, like I say, boring race up front, really. In fact, boring race all round. But yeah, again, solid points for you, and I can imagine that although you weren't battling anyone, wasn't necessarily boring from your point of view.
I wanted a battle at some point, but I got it in the end, and then just had to stick with him 3 seconds on dead mediums. Ooh.
Well, solid result for you. And then we'll move on to Titan. Probably the most boring of races for you. You started first. You got off the line well. You kept first. You pulled a gap, and then you just controlled the race from there. I didn't really see any mistakes from you, so it looked like you had a relatively solid race.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, I call it like a Sebastian Vettel sort of win back in the Red Bull era, where it's just pole and you just run away and just maintain the gap sort of thing. I made a couple of mistakes where I got a time penalty on the left, right, and sector 2, which is a bit annoying, but apart from that, it was okay. I was surprised by how quick DTM was, getting past quite a lot of the field and like closing in. But as soon as I saw that he went like the medium to the soft, when he pitted around the same time as me and Ados, I knew like he wouldn't be able to catch back up unless I made a big mistake. So yeah, like you say, quite a boring race really all around, but I'm happy with the points. And Barry came home in 4th as well for Red Bull, so it's good for the constructors as well.
Yeah, very good points there for the Red Bull team and good points for yourself. And with no more questions to ask after probably one of the most boring races we've had so far, I'm going to hand it back over to Naki to finish us off.
Oh man, you're gonna have to wake me up first. My lord, not a lot happened on track. Well done everyone that finished. A lot better than this. Do no one's fault, obviously, but yeah. I just want to congratulate everyone for the podium results they got. Congrats to everyone for finishing, and hopefully we'll see you all again next week for hopefully a better race. Good night, everybody.